I have to have you at the most unflattering angles because I don't get any privacy anywhere. Once I think I'm alone, or at least people are somewhere where they're minding their business, someone just so happens to walk by, or they turn around, divert themselves from their goddamn books and studying. What human nature? It's not just curiosity. Like, people are obsessive. As far as they're concerned, your business is their business. But anyway, talking about myself. So I just wanted to, I don't know, I guess discuss, talk about, get off my chest what it's like living in this shelter type dorm. Because that's what they call them. They don't really refer to it as a shelter. They say dorm, but it's obviously a shelter. So it's full of rules, if you know what I mean. We have to be out no later than 8 o'clock a.m., but we can leave between 6 and 8 a.m. So we can't leave earlier than 6 a.m. unless it's work related, and we can't be out. Oh, the choo-choo train. How I would love to be on the train right now. It would be so much fun. I love riding the train. It's one of my favorite ways to travel, by train. But anyway, starting over. So between 6 to 8 a.m. is when we can check out. We can't check out later than 8 a.m. or earlier than 6 a.m. unless it's work related. So if you worked late the night before and you don't have to work in the morning, they give you 12 hours. So if you come in at 11, they'll let you check out at 11 a.m. when you came in at 11 p.m. the night before. With that said, you have to check back in between 7 and 8:30 p.m. So you can't be in there before 7 p.m. And if you come in after 8:30 p.m., it has to be work related. You have to furnish or show a clock out slip. What in the world? You have to show a clock out slip in order to come in anytime after 8:30, but it has to be before midnight. Hooey. You can't have a cooler or a refrigerator in the dorms, and you can't have food that you're not going to eat immediately. So if you buy some food that pretty much isn't takeout, they're going to tell you to throw it away. The women and the men are separated. Lights out is between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. And then no weapons, of course, no drugs, no alcohol. Those are usually the most consistent and obvious rules to any place. Wow, what is going on? Listen, every day, I'm not even exaggerating, every day that I've been outside, I've heard some emergency vehicle, whether it was the fire department, the ambulance, the police. I hear an emergency vehicle every single day. That is maddening. What in the world really is going crazy? Or I've always thought the world was a peculiar place, to put it politely. But everyone wanted to try to tell me, no, the world is good. You just don't see it that way. You haven't met the right people. And I'm like, here's the thing. I try my best to be open-minded and a little open-hearted. But when they say no one's perfect, I get it. But damn, everyone has it's not just okay, this is a not so favorable quality that you possess. No, I meet vicious people all the time. I mean, people who treat their friends horribly, people who lie consistently, people who do, that saying is like, what would you do if you feel like you would never get caught? And I'm like, I don't know. It's either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it, because I always end up getting caught. I talked about this before on my channel when I was staying in that room, but to this day, I have, now that I have two jobs, but to this day, the girl at my day job still follows me the fuck around, still does the weirdest shit, like tries to change their hair in the way that I do. And mind you, this is a white woman. She who was 20, she's a white woman, 20 years younger than me. Like, she is what, 2 years separate from my children, maybe 3, because she drinks alcohol. So I'm presuming that she's of legal age to drink alcohol. But I have a 17 and an 18-year-old, sweetheart. And you're competing with a homeless single black mother. That's crazy as hell. And now at my second job, it's two of these girls. They're always following me around. I mean, going to the bathroom. When I go to the back just to take a sip of my drink and then check my phone if it's plugged up, them bitches is right behind me. And then one of them, I don't know exactly what I did or didn't do per se, but I've been doing what I've been taught and told to do and my side work. But she had an attitude with me the whole night, and then went and told the manager, like, went outside so I wouldn't, just so happened to walk up on them, went outside and was crying and complaining about me not doing anything. And it's like, well, bitch, I'm doing my side work. I don't know what you want me to do, little girl. Mind you, again, what I've been told is that this is a 21-year-old. So she's, again, 20 years younger than me. What is with white women? Like, why are y'all so insecure? Why do y'all so obsessed with black women so much that even women 20 years younger than a black woman, y'all make a problem with? At least that's just what I'm experiencing. Anyway, back to this shit with the shelter that I'm in. Gosh, I don't know. It's a place to rest my head. I don't want to complain per se, but like, I work early in the morning, and I'm usually up well before 6 a.m. because I usually have to clock in at 6 a.m. But one of the girls that I have to room with. Anyway, one of the girls I have to room with, I was up, getting myself together, and I had turned on the light because it's pitch black in there when you don't have the light on. But she had an attitude about me having the light on, like, to the point where she yanked back her curtain. She was like, "Can you turn that light off? Or at least when you leave?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." But what they say is that what you say is how. I believe it's what you say and how you say it. Because even when I've expressed, something as tactful as possible and as calmly as possible, it was still an issue. I guess it just depends on who's saying it and to whom. But she said this with a real fucked up attitude. Like, I was just up intentionally trying to bother her. But she complained about me having a light on and asked me to turn it off at least when I left. And I was like, sure, that's fine. And then she was bothered that, like, when I got back from my second job late at night, that I showered. Mind you, she goes to smoke a cigarette during this time because some nights I get there before 11 if, I'm cut early and it's not too busy. But she had an attitude about me showering during her cigarette time and getting myself together to go to bed. She had an attitude about that. She was like, "You gonna be long doing that?" I'm like, "Not too long. I just got from work and out of the shower, so I'm getting ready for bed."